Okay, so I'm going to begin this journal entry on June 15th, 2010. At this time, Jimmy, myself, and Mark were living down in Alabama, and I believe we were either staying in a motel at this point. I think we were staying in a motel. So, this is where it all begins. I look back at my life and I think about the kids' lives. And I think about all the coincidences that have occurred in my life. And I ask myself why sometimes. Why was I given these things, these windows to see through? Clues and visions of a sort. And what I'm talking about is through the years, I have seen things. They cannot be considered deja vu. I like to refer to them as premonitions. And a lot of people say, oh, that's a witchcraft thing and you're lying and all this stuff. And I'm not lying. I don't lie. I don't make this stuff up. It truly did happen. And I'm talking about, for example, times when I had visions of places I was going to live, what they looked like in detail, and occurrences that happened in my life. But the thing is most of this stuff did not even take place until after I lost 2 kids. So, not sure how that happened. I only had one premonition back in my teens that did not occur until I was in my mid-20s. After I turned like 26, 27, 28, somewhere in there. But I can't help but to continuously listen to all the ringing in my ears from when my mom used to say, my kids are going to hate me for the rest of my life. It was a personal curse that she haunts me with. And I did not deserve to lose my kids. And I will stand firm on my opinion of that until the day I die. But I do have to deal with it because it can't be changed and it's not going to go away. And right now at this point, I'm just thankful that you guys had a good upbringing. You were safe. You were content. You had a good school. And you had a decent life. It may not have been the one that we wanted. We never have the childhood that we want. Most of us don't. But for all the things that you need to, per se, in the best interests of the kids, you guys had a decent life. And for that, I'm very thankful because while we were away from each other, I worried about your safety so bad that it ate me up and it hurt and bad. It has always been very important to me that you kids are given all of my letters and journals and the things that I have collected for you. Sometimes I question myself, why is it so important to me when it could just be trash to them and they could care less about it? So then I'm thinking, maybe I should close this journal up as my last and final journal entry. Maybe then, maybe one of you guys will find it important. Maybe none of you will, and maybe none of you are going to give 2 shits. But I have to say I tried. And I need you to understand that you are important and that I have always loved you. Now, at this point in time in our reunion, being that it's like 11 years down the road and we've experienced the different things that we've experienced, I understand, we have differences of opinions and stuff. But the moral of the story is, deep down inside, regardless of where we stand as far as our connection or, you know, any ties or any closeness we might have for one another or not, it's important to me that I reach those kids from long ago. If these adult children choose not to want to, or choose not to care, or choose not to want to even listen to all this, that's your choice. My goal is to reach the children who I last saw many years ago. The ones who don't remember me, but I remember them. It's important, and I'm happy that you guys were given a great family. I'm glad that you were able to have a decent enough relationship with them to where you could be close to them. I've read so many stories online where a lot of children end up in really bad situations. And it's even with my relationship with my own mother. You know, I'm glad that you guys are able to feel loved, most of you. And I'm glad that, you know, they treated you well enough to where you can feel like they are where you belong, because belonging is all I want you to feel. If you can't feel it with me, I have to accept that. I don't like it, but I have to accept it, and I have to accept what is. And if home is with them, then home is with them. I will cry myself to sleep in the dark sometimes, but I will get over it and I will move on. Your happiness is all that matters to me in the end. You know, I have to understand that to you, I'm just a title of a birth mother and a label and a seed from where you guys stemmed from. And I have to comprehend at some point that I am not going to be recognized as your mother. And deep down inside, it hurts. And sometimes I feel like, well, if I'm not your mother, then you're not my children. But in heart, I can't do that. I just can't. I will always recognize you, and my heart will always recognize you, even if you guys don't. And it is what it is. I've hardened up, I've toughened up, and I've accepted things for what they are. And I'm dealing with it. And I will get through it. If 1,000 people say something foolish, it's still foolish. Truth is not dependent upon consensus of opinion. And I'll finish reading this page, and then I'll close this up at 10 minutes. It says, I'm going to be 40 years old this year, and even though I don't feel it, and no, I don't look it, it's still there. Lots of years to analyze that went by way too fast. I even remember my thoughts and my reasonings for most of the choices that I made. So, and so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and hopefully you will continue on and listen to the next one.